say chicken, you say Parmesan. Chef Stefan Bowers of Rebelle is helping us keep this recipe nice and simple, y'all. I believe in you.
Right.
You can do it, and you believe in them too.
I do. Anyone can do this.
Thanks for being with us, Chef. So, okay, chicken Parmesan, why do you think it's kind of intimidating that people can't make it?
Honestly, I think it's more convenient than intimidating. I think people rather just go out and buy it from wherever they can get it at multiple different restaurants.
Sure.
But it's always better in your own home.
Totally, nice and warm and cheesy and crispy.
Exactly, it comes right to you hot, and also it's a little bit less expensive.
Okay.
And so it's really important to show how simple it is to make.
Okay, well, I'm gonna learn myself. I have a Mexican version of this. I make chicken milanesas. It's a little thinner, right? But what are the steps here for someone at home?
Okay, so the steps would be if you just get a simple chilled chicken breast and you just pound it a little bit flat with on the thicker side so that it basically is just level and will cook evenly.
Okay.
From there you would dip it in flour. Okay. This is called an English dredge. Basically you go from flour, knock off all the flour, go into the egg.
Oh.
Then,
I usually do egg first, then okay.
The flour is like a primer, like if you're thinking about paint. That's
call.
what the flour will hold everything on. So then it goes into the egg, get all the egg off, and then we have a breadcrumbs here that can have any kind of herb arrangement that you like. In this case, we have oregano, parsley, and Parmesan and salt in that herb bread.
Gotta have the Parmesan, right?
Always gotta have the Parmesan.
That's the key ingredient there. And so then we would heat up our pan.
Yep, and we can get a little oil in the pan there, and we can start to...
Tell me when.
Go for it.
More, right?
Mm-hmm. The more the better. And I like to cook these. I'm a little bougie, and I go with the extra virgin olive oil when we make it.
I always use olive oil for everything. I love the bouginess in you. I'm gonna step back a little in case it sprinkles.
And always push it away.
Push it.
And we'll kick up the temperature, and it'll start to cook.
Now. Okay. And so how long? That's always the key too. Like one side. For a breast like this, how long do you recommend?
So for this, I would recommend about 4 minutes per side.
4 minutes per side.
And if you want to just be certain, just throw it into the oven for another 2 minutes if you have your oven preheated so you can, sometimes the crumb can start to get a little bit of dark, so you have to keep controlling your temperature. And the other times, you know, it can, like this I did on the stovetop this morning. So I'm going to put them in along with this as well.
Great.
And we are going to use these. A little basil isn't going to hurt the oil.
Yum.
And we're going to use these to finish this dish by taking these pieces of...
What kind of cheese is that?
This is a boar's head mozzarella that has a herb coating around the edge. But what I really like about them is how they're a lot more manageable than when you just put
like
grated cheese over there.
Yeah, and Parmesan's harder to melt too.
Exactly, and it falls all over the place, whereas these will just lap right over it.
Ooh, and then you put the Parm on top of that.
And then we'll put a little Parm on top. It also creates kind of a blanket so that when we put the sauce on top of the cheese, it doesn't make the crust get soggy.
That's a really good tip.
Simple tips.
Chef, you're right. This is something I think many of us can do at home. I believe, like I said from the beginning of this show. Okay, and for sauce, you say you like to make it as easy as possible.
Totally.
Don't worry about using, you can use the jars of marinara, right?
I do at home.
You do?
Absolutely,
and he's such a great, obviously amazing cook of Rebelle, head chef, and like everything you make there's very tasty. So to hear a chef say, you know, I do that too.
I've got 2 hungry boys and a tired wife.
And you're tired probably yourself too, so you're like, let's throw it together. Can I top this off with some sauce right now, Chef?
Yes, be my guest. I'll grab that.
Yes, here you go. On top of the cheese, right? Y'all, here it is. And how can people go to Rebelle? I mean, of course, they can go anytime, but do they need a reservation? Do they need to give you guys a call, or can they just walk in?
Friday and Saturday reservations are good. Weeknights, we're pretty open. We've got a amazing happy hour that people can enjoy. This happy hour is becoming extremely popular by the day. A lot of great deep cut discounts on great items and great drinks. But chicken parm, you're gonna have to make yourself at home.
Well, I'm very inspired, and I can do this for sure. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back after the break. Thanks, Chef.
You're welcome.